If you and I were to make a Souls game and wanted to do our best to imitate and flatter Hidetaka Miyazaki by implementing the most Souls-like mechanics and conditions, what would they be? Once you get past the setting and the Souls-like aesthetic, and outside of the most obvious, their difficulty, what are some things that make you say, yeah, that is such a Souls game? These are the things I feel that really make Souls games, the Souls-like template, if you will. And you'll know it just by looking at it. There are 3 things certain in life: death, taxes, and doggos in Dark Souls games. There are dogs in every game, and they always seem to be in abundance in the first half of the games too. The Undead Burg, Central Yharnam, High Wall of Lothric, Limgrave, and even the Ashina outskirts in Sekiro. Mostly they accompany some human-like enemy, part of a mob, and they're easily aggroed. They're little snitches basically, and they can sniff you out, so sneaking past them is tricky. Once they see you, they bark, and well, good luck after that. Dogs in all of these games can be so yes or no, sometimes quickly killed and the game feels easy, and then other times they feel harder than some of the bosses just because you dodged a bit early and then you pay for it. Dogs have to be included if you want to create the ultimate Mimic Souls game. Just for their annoyance alone, it would not be a Souls game without them. Another one that is a must if you're making a Souls game is poison swamps. From the Black Gulch to the Farron Keep and to the Lake of Rot in Elden Ring, Miyazaki and From Software clearly have some kind of fetish for poison, and man, it can be rough. Whether you have to use consumable items or heal yourself on a consistent basis, navigating in poison swamps always sets the tone of anxiety, and it creates moments of impatience. You also tend to move slower when walking in poison, which can add even more annoyance. Getting through and succeeding on getting to the boss or the next area after the poison can feel really damn good, but getting there can also feel like such a slog. A slog that for whatever reason we go back to. Maybe it's not From Software who are the ones that have the fetishes after all. Next up, we have hub worlds. Ah yes, the hub worlds, where we can retreat for a while. We can take a breather and give in to the ambience of her. Yes, her, the waifus of Souls games. We can find them in the Firelink Shrines of Dark Souls, the Round Table of Elden Ring, and even Sekiro with the dilapidated temple. Bloodborne might be my favorite, where the doll welcomes me home every time.
Welcome home, good hunter.
Call me good hunter one more time, please. The Nexus of Demon Souls is probably the most different. Knowing I had to take my life there just so I'm not in body form when I go back to the other areas, and potentially could mess up my world tendency. What? But even still, what a sight to behold. Oh, we definitely would. Bonfires. Probably the most iconic indicator of Souls games are the bonfires. We rest, we reset, we fast travel. The bonfires are where we essentially create a checkpoint in the games, and upon reaching it, after a very difficult area especially, it can really be the most relieving feeling ever in a video game. Bloodborne and Sekiro, they have different designs and names for the bonfires, but they essentially do the same thing, and they get us to where we need to go and give us progression in the games. And sometimes they even get us to warm up more than we think? Huh? Yeah, bonfires, they definitely need to be in a Souls game to make it a Souls game. It's so iconic. It's what we know them for. Just by looking at a picture, it's like, yeah, that is a Souls game. Bonfires equals Souls. And last but not least, at least for this video, are the fog boss doors. After meeting a boss once and then returning after death, we will see a fog door waiting for us, letting us know that this job is not done. Get your ass in here, even if it means running past all the enemies. The fog door can be a second or two of relief just before entering into that next big challenge. These fog doors are pretty much the last time you get to really take a breath before saying, "Here goes nothing," and then transiting through the fog door to meet the boss for the second, 10th, or 30th time. They're just so beautiful. The animation of when you enter into the door, the sound it makes, the fog as it moves and it covers the screen, and then we enter, seeing that boss face to face again, and it's just become such a part of being a Souls game that at this point, if they ever stopped doing fog doors, I'd be hurt. They have to be there. It's just so much part of the experience now. And if we were creating a game to mimic a Souls game and impress with flattery towards Miyazaki and From Software, we would absolutely have to have fog doors in there. And that's my list for now. 5 things that we'd have to include in a Souls game that makes it a Souls game. In a way, it's like we kind of make fun of it. We know that they reuse assets. We know that they reuse themes and certain mechanics, but we love it. We can't get enough of it. And it's to the point where it's comforting to us. It's like we're home when we play these games and we see these things that we're so familiar with now. It's really like going home. So yeah, that's my video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section what you would add to the list. If you were creating a Souls game, what are the things that just make you say, yeah, that is definitely a Souls game? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.